I think it's been a year since we finished the pool. And our biggest, most watched video was the pool. I think we had over 1 million views on that. We'll put a link down below so you can see it. It's a pretty cool video because it shows us building the whole pool over the course of the last winter and into the spring. There was, behind us where you see the pool there, it was all ivy and overgrown, and there was 15 pine trees here that we took out, cut up. So I wanted to do an update now that it's spring, it's early April, and just talk about a little bit about the pool, what we think after a year. So the first thing I want to talk about is people ask me, isn't the wall going to rot? No, the wall's still there. It's not going to rot. It's made of white oak, which is one of the strongest materials we know against rot. And it's also underwater. If you notice, it's underwater. And if it's underwater, it can't get oxygen. And if it can't get oxygen, it shouldn't rot, not for a very long time. So that's the first thing, answer about the rot. The second thing I wanted to talk about was the maintenance. There's more maintenance than I had hoped, but you know, it's a pool. So if you have a pool, you get maintenance. You got to do maintenance. You got to clean the pool. You got to, especially if you want to swim in it. So let's talk about the maintenance. There's two parts to the maintenance. One is keeping stuff out of the bottom of the pool that grows, and that's the algae. And algae grows, especially in the spring, grows a lot. It even grew all winter long, but nowhere near as much. So I'm a sucker for YouTube videos. So they said that copper would stop any kind of growth. So I put a copper pipe in there. It's only been in there like 3 or 4 days. I took a picture of it as I put it in. You can see there's quite a bit of algae down here in this part of the pool. You can also see there's leaves in here. So we just try to get this stuff out of there. But I want to see what this copper is going to do. It's just sitting in there, just a piece of copper pipe. I sanded it. So I'm going to let that water run over it and just see if that helps at all. But it doesn't seem to be helping. So then I ran across this. This is a product called Aquascape Maintained for Pools. What this does, it provides beneficial bacteria. The bacteria are what eat the algae. They don't eat the algae, they eat the nutrients, and the nutrients feed the algae. So then they have a phosphate binder. Phosphate is apparently what goes into is released. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure. But I think that phosphates are released by the fermentation, the breakdown of natural plants, and the phosphates are what help the nutrients grow. So a phosphate binder is in this thing. And a flocculant, I think it farts. I think that's what that means. And a detoxifier, which means what that does, it just solidifies solids in the water and makes them sink to the bottom. That's what that does. I put this in 3 days ago. I had to use the whole bottle. They do, 1 squirt is good for 100 gallons. Well, that's 28,000 gallons. Took the whole bottle. But it's really crystal clear now. It's as clear as I've ever seen it. And the algae growth seems to have slowed down. I don't mind the maintenance. It's probably 30 minutes a day, maybe, depending on the weather. If I have to skim all the pool and do the filters, that's usually what I do every day. And then some days I also rake the pool. Like in a regular pool, you got a nice clean bottom. You put a robot down there and the robot does the work for you. Well, we have rock on the bottom of our pool. We can't put a robot down there, it won't work. So, and besides, we have a pump sucking water down there. It'd probably suck the robot to the bottom of the pool or something, I don't know. Okay, so last year, this is all I had. You know I'm cheap, I gotta quit being cheap. But this thing was $15 and I didn't want to spend that. But last year, I cleaned this whole pool with this for months and months and months. And then finally this winter, Ryan went out and bought me a present. He bought me a net. And I had this cool pole because I had a scrub brush for scrubbing the RV. And this lets me do all of the scooping. Actually, you can see, I did this about 2 hours ago. You can see there's only a little bit in the middle of it now, but I can reach the whole pool with this. So we try to keep everything off the top so that it doesn't go down to the bottom. And then when we're swimming, we don't like stuff on the, who wants to swim with a bunch of stuff on the top, right? And so then I went and bought, I had this rake, I just took the handle off, and I had this antenna. This is an extendable antenna. So I use this, and I can reach into the pool and I can rake the bottom. And if I rake the bottom, I can keep the algae growth to a minimum. So I rake the bottom, and you can see a little bit of algae, and then what you're seeing on the ground, if you can see the green on the ground right there, that's algae that I brought out this morning. You can see it all the way around the pool. And I put the algae out there, then I let it dry, and it just becomes a real crispy kind of green algae, I guess, I don't know, and it's easy to rake up. So that's what I do, and it doesn't take long. And then the other part to keep it going is the filters in the filter box. So let's go look at the filters. I'll show you those. But other than that, it's working great. We love the pool. It's 65 degrees right now, so it's still a little cold to go swimming, but we're just about to start. Shelly's going to go first and help push the water. So the skimmer comes in. It comes in through this net, and you can see, you can see how much. That's green algae. They call it string algae. It's like hair. It's just, that's all it is. It's like a hair. So we'll put it over here for now. And every time I stir it up down in the bottom, like I just did with the rake, it gets some of it, the stuff that I can't get will get pushed into this. And if it doesn't get pushed into this, if it gets by the net, it'll get on the brushes. So I go wash the brushes off every day, and if it gets by the brushes, it'll get caught with this one. So it's a pretty good filter system. It works great. Just got to keep it clean. Somebody came out the other day looking at the house, and they said, you know, there's word out all over town about your pool. Like, golly, I know it's a small town, but holy cow, how do people know about our pool up here on the mountain?
They talk about us.
Yeah, they talk about it.
We're a little different.
Yeah, I don't think many people have a natural swimming pool.
No.
The UPS guy loves it when he comes up.
Yeah, so does the FedEx guy.
Yeah,
asking
yeah.
questions about it.
Yeah. So, you know, it was a ton of work, but it was fun because it was kind of a family thing.
So does that mean you're going to do it again?
No, ever, never, ever, never. Would I recommend you do it? If you're crazy like me and you have the tools like I have, or if you have the money to pay somebody to do it, and you're willing to do the work to keep it up, right? I mean, we can let it go green and have a fish pond and swim in the fish pond, but I'm too picky to do that.
Should we be swinging while we're doing this?
I don't know. Do you think that's going to show up? We'll see.
I don't know.
We're swinging in it. We're in our swing, right next to the pond.
Make everybody seasick.
Right. So anyway, we appreciate you watching it. We hope if you have any questions, just drop them down below, and I'll try to answer them. And yeah, we'll see you next week, huh?
Peace out.
Right. Peace out.